Shalom to the elect of Israel, to the hopeful elect of Israel, you Hebrew Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, West Indians, and Haitians. Gotta give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, the Most High, the Heavenly Father. His Hebrew name is Yahweh. Not Yahweh, not Jehovah, not God, not Elohim, not Most High, not Lord, not Yah, not Jah, not Ahaya, not Allah. It's Yahweh. And his only begotten son name in the Hebrew is Yahweh Shai. Not Yahshua, not Yeshua, not Jesus Christos, not Jesus Christ, not Serapis Christos, not Yeshaya, not Yehoshua. It's Yahweh Shai. So we got to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rikah Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well, who teach well, who are the apostles and elders of all of Israel, whether they can accept it or not. And a sincere salutation to all the ark and pushing this truth and believing this truth throughout the four winds of the earth, the entire world, waking up the hopeful elect. And shalom to the Akwath who are listening and learning, the few sisters who are listening and learning. I'm Isaiah from the GMS Orlando camp coming at you another lesson in truth, facts, faith, and edification, another daily edification, Lord's willing, just be edifying. The water for tuning in. May Yahweh Shema Shah continue to bless you in your houses. This is a lesson. This is more edification, more examples of speckled birds. This is for educational purposes only. This is not for monetary gain. I do not own the copyright to these videos. This is for educational purposes only. Lord willing to be edifying. This is more edification. This is more examples, more understanding of speckled birds.
私の名前はマイカです。日本生まれです。お父さんがアメリカ人で、お母さんが日本人です。今までの人生、ずっと日本育ちで、日本の普通の高校2年生です。これが私の物語です。
And her father is a so-called Negro.
ご自身についてちょっと教えていただきたいんですけど、今は何歳ですか
？17歳です。
マイカちゃんは日本人じゃないですか。日本生まれ日本育ちですよね。でもなんか見た目でなんだろう、日本人の見た目といえばこれみたいなイメージを持っていて、日本人かまだわからないかもしれない人のためにどんなバックグラウンドなのかをちょっと簡単に教えてもらえますか？
アメリカと日本のハーフで、国籍はでも日本で、生まれてからずっと日本の学校に行ってたので。
例えばお父さんがアメリカ人なんですよね。例えばお父さんと話したりする時とかって完全に日本語なんですか？
話す時も日本語で。
みんなマイカちゃんはなんか英語が上手だって思い込んで英語で話しかけてきたりとかしますか？
話しかけられることはそんなにないけど、話しかけたらノーイングリッシュとか言われたりめっちゃ日本語ですいませんとか言ってんのに、ちょっと英語難しいですみたいな感じで返されちゃったり。
だって今日本語で言いましたよね。なんないんですか？
すごいなります。
ですよね。
聞こえてんのかな？
And you see, that's Jake, man. You see how she's saying that even though she telling people that she speak Japanese, they still discriminate her, man, because she's a so-called Negro, and that's wherever you Jakes is scattered at, man. And she tell them, I don't speak English neither. I speak Japanese. They still discriminate her at school, man.
間違いないよく言ったって感じ。みんなはマイカちゃんがどこの出身だっていうふうに思うことが多いですか？
アメリカかアフリカ。なんか普通に学校でマイカってアメリカ出身なの？
You see? She said they think I'm either from America or Africa, man. You see? Everywhere you so-called Negro, Latino, Native Americans, West Indians, and Haitians have been scattered at, man. You are a sign and a wonder, an astonishment, man. A proverb and a byword, no matter where you live at, man. If your father is a so-called Negro, Latino, Native American, West Indian, and Haitian, you will be an astonishment A proverb or a byword, man. No matter, man. Because we under the curses.
って言われて、あ、全然ここら辺だよって、
地元だよ
地元だよって。
じゃあ学校は好きですか？
好きです。
本当ですか？
うん。勉強はちょっと難しいけど、友達と会うのはすごい楽しいです。同級生とかとはすごい仲良くて、みんなすごいいっぱい助けてくれてて、でも先輩とか下の子とか、あと大人とかが怖かったです。
なんでですか？
先輩とか違う学年の人って話したことないから、第一印象だけでやばい怖いみたい
See,
な
they
感じ
judge
で
about her
言われ
looks.
ちゃって、なんかあいつやばいやつだみたいな。マイケルって呼ばれてたんですよ。
マイケル？
なんか
うん
入学した年に、小学生の話なんですけど、なんかマイケル・ジャクソンが亡くなっちゃってニュースになって、それであ、似てんじゃんみたいな、黒人じゃんみたいな。
ひどいです。
Yeah, that
じ
is.
ゃんだって
That's
知
awful.
らない人から街中とかでこれおかしいでしょっていう
Telling the girl that she look like Michael Jackson, man.
こっちが思うような反応とかを対応とかをされたこととか言われたことってありますか？
夜塾から帰ってて駅に向かってたら、知らない酔ったおじさんの人が自転車に乗って急にこっちに来て、なんか黒人はクソだみたいな、黒人
Wow.
すごい悪いこと言われて、でなんか周りにも結構人いたんですけど、駅の近くでその人たちにも黒人には気をつけろよみたいな。でそれで周りの人にもすごい変な目で見られるし、
周りの人もそれひどいですね。
何も助けてくれなかったことも、なんかそれはそれでショックで。
でそれを言われた時は直後どのくらいのショックですか？
なんかショックすぎて、なんか何の感情も出てこなくて、でお家に着いて急にしんどくなって、友達に本当に3時間くらい電話して。
You see that? The guy told her that black people are nothing, man. You see? That's Jake, man. Now check this out. Speckled birds, man. The Lord said his heritage is to him as a speckled bird, man.
Welcome to the story of my life. A life represented by the convergence of two different cultures. I recently had the chance to visit my hometown, and I decided to take a journey down memory lane and reflect on everything and everyone that has shaped me into who I am today. You see, the people that you have been surrounded by typically shapes who you become. And in my life, that's no exception. My story doesn't start with the ones who gave me life, but a generation before them. Meet my Harmony. Born and raised in what would later be known as South Korea, Harmony spent most of her life in Korea raising 4 children, many of those years as a single mother because my harabuji, or my grandfather, passed early on, so I never got a chance to meet him. Now, Harmony was a super fun person to be around. She always knew how to have a good laugh and a good time. And as you can see here, she was quite the party animal. Now, later in her life, she would move to the States to stay with our family. So we had the awesome privilege of my Harmony living with us and helping my mom raise us. So needless to say, she was a huge part of our lives. Now this is my beautiful grandmother on my dad's side, and she is known by the family as Mama Tootsie.
No, it's working. That's about all I'm doing.
Now growing up, we would visit Mama Tootsie at least once a year since she lived several hours away from us, but she was always, and still is to this day, a wonderful woman. Now let's talk about my parents. My dad, born and raised in Salisbury, North Carolina. He was fun and he was always laid back and he always had a positive outlook on life. He joined the U.S. Air Force and faithfully served his country for 26 years. Now this beautiful lady here, that's my mom. She was born in Seoul, South Korea. She moved to the United States in 1980 in hopes of a better life. And as fate would have it, she met my dad on base. Soon after, they started dating, and then dad had to put a ring on it. Then this happened. I was born in Ohio, which was where my dad was stationed at the time. We stayed in the States for 3 years of my life until my dad got his next military assignment, which was in Portugal.
Now you see, Jake, man, speckled birds, man. Now let me get this one. Check this one out.
A confused young man looked at his parent, that's French Creole for Godfather, and asked, "What am I? Who am I? Who are my ancestors' kin? I'm fair, my brother's brown, and my sister's of olive skin. My mama says Creole. What is that? Am I supposed to know?"
A typical Creole family was a family mixed with white, black, a touch of Spanish, and in some cases a bit of Indian blood. And I think that can count a lot of New Orleans families like that. The disadvantages, because we were just a little different, some people didn't take to that. They gave us.
Now we know according to the scriptures, right? Numbers 1 and 18 and other scripts, that we are what our father is, right? Because the man chose the seed. The man have the seed, not the woman. So we know we are what our father is according to the scriptures.
A rough time sometimes. The advantage, my daddy went into the painting business, and I hate to say it, but on many occasions he didn't tell the people what he was. They accepted him for the way he looked. Some cases people found out later, but once you've worked for them, if they liked your work, then you would be called back. If you were real dark-skinned, often they wouldn't give you the chance to get in the front door.
That's Jake.
The Creole is like the prototype of a melting pot man. He has a little bit of this and a little bit of that. So I think what makes Creole is that you have to recognize that you are part of many ethnicities. You're not totally African American. You're not totally French. You're not totally Spanish. You're a combination of everything. And I think recognizing that diversity is...
And that's why I said that in Numbers 1:18, we are what our father is. There's no mix, nothing. But showing you these are speckled birds, man.
unique because you say, this is who I am. You accept me the way I am. I have no control over the fact that I have 7 ethnic groups in 3 generations.
We are mixture of Caucasians and Africans that's in the family, both on mother's side of the family, on my daddy's side of the family. So you might say we are thoroughbred Creoles. One thing I can remember, my mother on the telephone, when she talked to her sisters, they always spoke in French. And of course, whenever they were talking about me, I knew because they couldn't say Lord in French. So
and you can't say because they spoke in French they was Edomites, because we just saw that this Judite chick whose mother is a Chinese or Japanese, she was speaking in Japanese, man, but her father's a Judite, man. So you can't say because a person spoke French that they heathens. These are speckled birds, man. More examples of speckled birds, man. The Lord is showing his power, man. This is one of the ways how the Lord, Yahweh Shema Shai, show their power, man.
I always got a kick out of that.
Honey, we went from dark brown to blue-eyed blondes. My sister was a platinum blonde as a child, a blonde with blue eyes. And I have first cousins that are dark brown skin. I had one uncle that was brown and three uncles that were fair. One had blue eyes. Naturally, the brown one was teased and talked about as a kid because they do that in their own families. They call them the black sheep of the family and things like that.
Many of the children of darker complexions felt inferior. These children never fully were able to enjoy being children. They were so busy worrying about what they looked like. If you were brown, but you had nice hair, if your hair would move, if you had good hair, well then you were with that crowd with the light skin, who may not have had nice hair, but they had the fair skin. So there was a lot of categorizing, and the children who felt inferior, they carried this forever.
Remember, the Creole word to some people, they get really upset over it. One of my co-workers, I mentioned that word just a few weeks ago, and he told me, he said, that's when you want to be white and you don't want to be black. But to some extent, we are in the middle. We don't want to be uppity. All I want to do is live my life and go on.
And that's
My
Jake.
dad was a very independent person. He loved business. He loved dairy farming. He loved cows. My father received a tax bill for $600 on the farm and the cattle and whatever. He met with Judge Adams and protested, and he said since he did not have schools for his children, he didn't see why he had to pay it. He said if he had to pay it, he would send his children to that school, that white school right down the highway. Judge Adams told him for $3,000, I'll have all your records changed and everybody will be white. And he told him go to hell, and that was it.
That's Jake, man. That's Jake, man.
How can I really know how I came to be?
Yeah, how about
How
Shema
come
Shah?
we're different complexions? What am I supposed to see? Hare, the youth besieged him. Tell me, why are we so many colors? What does Creole really mean?
Hey, wow, we so many colors, different shades of brown, because we are speckled birds, man. It's Lamentation 4 and 8. The visage is blacker than the coal, which is what? The word blacker. You go to the word black in the Hebrew, it's kodar, which means dark skin. The visage is blacker than the coal. They are not known in the streets. Why are we not known in the streets? Because the heathens taught the lie that we was nothing. But when you're reading Hosea 1, it tell you that we are the sons of the living power, man. Their visage is blacker than the coal. They are not known in the streets. Why? Because our heritage was took from us. Yahweh Shema Shah took our heritage. Their skin cleaved to their bones. It is withered. It has become like a stick. This is Jeremiah 17 and verse 9. It reads, Jeremiah 17 and 4. And thou, even thyself, shalt discontinue from thy heritage that I gave thee, and I will cause thee to serve thy enemies in the land where thou knowest not, for ye have kindled a fire in my anger, which shall burn forever. You see, our heritage was taken from us, man. So we are not known in the streets. This is 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 and verse 3. Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come except there come a falling away first. We had to fall away from our heritage, man, for disobedience. So we are not known in the streets. Now this is Numbers 1 and 18. And it reads, Numbers 1 and 18. And they assembled all the congregation together on the first day of the second month, and they declared their pedigrees after their families by the house of their fathers, not their mothers, by the house of their fathers, according to the number of the names from 20 years old and upward by their poll. You see? This is Jeremiah chapter 12 and verse 9. And it reads, My heritage is unto me as a speckled bird. The birds round about are against her. Come ye assemble, all the beasts of the field come to devour. So, all the birds that are round about us are against us, man. And the Lord let them do what? Came into our heritage. When he took it from us, he let a nation took it to claim themselves be these people. Now we know the Lord said in the last days, I was raised out. The Yahweh said in John 6:44, in the last days I will raise up those men, right? And our heritage shall be given back to us, man. Now we know so-called Negro, Latino, Native Americans, West Indians, and Haitians are Hebrew Israelites of the Bible, man. This is our book. These are our customs. This is our heritage. You see? Let's finish playing this.
Who can I call my brothers? Am I black or white?
Who can we call our brothers? So-called Negro, Latino, Native Americans, West Indians, and Haitians.
I do not understand. What is my true birthright?
Your true birthright is what? The kingdom of heaven, if you're a Hebrew Israelite, man. The true birthright belongs to the Hebrew Israelites, man. Thus saith the Lord. Yeah, man. Let's play some more of this.
Next military assignment, which was in Portugal.
Okay, this is overlooking the flight line. And you can really see a lot of the city over here. There's the officer club, and that's the control tower. That's the main gate there, and this is a side gate here that's only open in the mornings and in the afternoons. This is what we call Santa Rita Hill. Huh? What? Oh yeah, Cedric picked some nice flowers. Let me see, Cedric. Show it to the camera. Show it. Yeah. Nice flowers. Cedric picked some nice, pretty dandelions. You gonna give it to mommy? Yeah, okay.
Your daddy make you move it.
Yeah, I make a move, man. Was getting ready to go downtown prior. Uh-oh, Cedric. Wait, Cedric, smile, say hi.
Need we say anymore, man? That's Jake, man. You see, the speckled birds of Yahweh Shema Shai, man, are everywhere, man. Scattered throughout the four corners of the earth, man. We will scatter amongst all the nations, man. But we shall be left few in number. Let's read that. This is Deuteronomy. I gotta go back and get this steel, man. Beautiful steel, man. Beautiful steel. Deuteronomy chapter 4 in verse 27. It reads, And the Lord Yahweh shall scatter you among the nations, and ye shall be left few in number among the heathen. So the ones that's going to come back, that's part of the elect, going to look like every nation, man. They're going to look like everybody, man. Israel shall look like all nations when they come back. The remnant will look like everybody, man. And the Lord Yahweh shall scatter you among the nations, and ye shall be left few in number among the heathen, whither the Lord shall lead you. And there you shall serve gods, the work of men's hands, wood and stone, which neither see nor hear, nor eat, nor smell. But if from thence thou shalt seek the Lord thy power, thou shalt find him, if thou seek him with all thy heart and with all thy soul. Now, when you go to let me see if I can pull this up. Hosea. It say let's see if I can get this real quick. Salakia. This is Hosea chapter 7 and verse 8. Just going into the northern kingdom. It said, Ephraim have mixed himself among the people. Ephraim is a cake not turned. What does that mean, man? One side of the cake gonna be dark and the other side gonna be light, man. You got all these guys come up and try to debunk this. You can't, man. It's plain. It say Ephraim is a cake not turned, man. If you don't flip the cake and keep it turning, it's gonna be different colors on both sides, man. One side gonna be darker than the other. That's plain. That ain't no. You don't need astrophysics to figure this out, man. Ephraim is a cake not turned, man. Meaning Jake is gonna come back looking like all people, man. Let me close with this again. Jeremiah 12 and 9. And if you can't get it, we don't care, man. We don't care if you don't get it. Because the wicked would not understand. And 2/3 of Israel have became as the wicked. It tell you that in Jeremiah 5 and 28. That Israel has surpassed the deeds of the wicked, man. We don't care if you don't get it. We understand it's prophecy, man. This is how the Lord works. And if you can't get it, we don't care, man. Jeremiah 12 and 9. My heritage is unto me as a speckled bird. Go take some time and go to Google and look up how a speckled bird look, man. The birds round about are against her. Why? Because the Lord set it up. Go read Psalms 83. It tell you that all the other nations are against the Israelites, man. The Lord created 18 nations on the earth. 18 nations. You so-called Negro, Latinos, Native Americans, West Indians, and Haitians are the 12 tribes of Israel, the Hebrew Israelites. The other 17 nations are against you round about. 17 heathen nations, the Lord don't care about them. So they're against you, man. He made them to be your adversaries. My heritage is unto me as a speckled bird. The birds round about are against her. Come ye assemble, all the beasts of the field come to devour. Why did he say to come to devour? Because we have forsaken his law, statutes, and commandments. And only a remnant is going to turn back to Yahweh Shema Shah and seek his face, man. You see? But you are Hebrew Israelites, man. You so-called Negro, Latino, Native Americans, you West Indians and Haitians are Hebrew Israelites, man. Lord willing to edifying. Got to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh. Bahashim Yahweh Shah. Bahashim Rikah Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well, who teach well, who are the apostles and elders over all of Israel, whether you can accept it or not, which most of you can't, but it doesn't matter. And a sincere salutation to all the Akim pushing this truth and believing this truth throughout the four winds of the earth, the entire world, waking up the hopeful elect. And shalom to the Akwath who are listening and learning, the few sisters who are listening and learning. Lord willing, edifying. Till next time, I say shalom. The water for tuning in. May Yahweh Shema Shah continue to bless you in your houses. Stay prayed up. Hey, Israel, so-called Negro, Latinos, Native Americans, West Indians, and Haitians are speckled birds. We have been scattered into all nations. You don't think Jake will come back with a Chinese mother and a Japanese mother and an Elam mother and an Ishmael mother? Come on, man. It's plain. We are what our father is, man. And during all these different army times, when Jake went in these armies, World War I and World War II, Jake left his seed everywhere, man. And all you people know that. The Lord got a dumbed down spirit on you, man. But it is what it is. Shalom.